today we're going to make an easy recipe that's perfect for a busy weeknight dinner, and it'll be ready in less than 30 minutes. It is my healthy stovetop turkey chili that is comforting and filling without spending hours in the kitchen. So let's get started making your life easier and your family happier. So let's go to the kitchen. Ciao my friends, welcome to my kitchen. My name is Lucia. This is where I teach you easy, healthy recipes for everyday cooking, and today is super simple. All right, so to get started, we have a saute pan over medium-high heat. I am going to add a couple tablespoons of olive oil, and to that I'm going to add an onion that I've chopped. Now, it looks like I have more than one onion here, and you're right, I do. I have one white one and I have one purple onion, and I'm actually doing a double recipe because I want to be able to have leftovers, and that's one of the things that makes it easier when you cook weeknight meals, is if you can plan for other meals and double recipes, and you're not spending so much time in the kitchen cooking, and you can just pretty much alter it just to repurpose it, and so it's a whole new meal. So I am doubling this, but I have the recipe written below that is just a single serving. So we've added a little bit of salt to that. I'm going to add some pepper, add some cloves of garlic. We just want to saute this for a few minutes until the onions get a little bit translucent in color. Okay, so now at this point I'm going to add my meat, and I have chosen to use turkey. I just find it's a little healthier, leaner, but if you wanted to use ground beef or chicken or whatever type of ground meat, that's totally fine. So again, I'm doubling the recipe, so I've got 2 pounds of ground turkey, and I'm just going to add that. And I'm just going to go in and just kind of break up the meat as it starts to cook. Now, one of the things about chili is you can overcook the meat and it'll become very tough tasting. So you really want to just brown the meat at that point. You don't have to worry about it overcooking because it's going to saute and simmer for a long period of time. So that'll keep the meat tender. So I'm just going to continue breaking this up as the meat continues to cook. Now that the meat has pretty much cooked, I can tell that for the most part it's all cooked, I want to start building the flavors. So I have some tomato paste that I'm going to add, and that will just help bring more richness to this. So I'm just going to add it right now to the meat, and I just want to kind of start letting it kind of melt, I guess, for lack of a better word, with all the meat so it's all coated. And then to that I'm going to start adding the spices. Now you can add as much of these spices as you would like, whatever is to your preference. I've got some chili powder that I'm going to add. I have some cumin that I'm going to add. And I also have some paprika that I'm going to add. And I just want to start mixing all that to incorporate, as well as some salt. And one of the herbs that I like to add is oregano. So I'm going to add a little bit of that as well. And we just want to make sure that all these spices in the tomato paste are all well incorporated. And I like to add my own spices as opposed to buying one of those pre-mixed chili packs, because they have a lot of other things in there that you don't really know what they are, and they're not really healthy for you. So at least we know exactly what spices are in this, and our spices are fresh too. We don't know how long those packets have been sitting on the shelf. All right, so now that everything is incorporated, I'm going to add 2 cans. Again, I'm doubling the recipe of some diced tomatoes. I have a fire roasted one, so it's going to give a little bit of a kick to this. The next ingredient is beans. Of course, you can't have chili without beans, right? So it's really important that you pick the right beans that go with your chili. Either a pinto, a black bean, or a kidney bean. Kidney's traditional are good choices, so you want to pick some good choice beans. I happen to have one that actually has a combination of all 3, the pinto, the kidney, and the black bean. It just kind of came in the can that way. It was called the tri-bean collection. So I went ahead and I opted for that because I love the different textures and sizes of the beans. So I'm putting that in as well. Next is the liquid. It's really important that we add just the right amount of liquid to our chili. If we don't add enough liquid, it'll kind of taste dry and it won't have a really nice consistency to it. So we do need to add a liquid. You can add a broth if you want, but I'm just going to add water. I feel that there's enough spices in there that it would be fine, the water. And you know, if you need to add more spices, obviously you can. So it is a way of keeping it a little bit more economical. So I'm just going to kind of rinse out this can because there was some tomatoes still left in there. And we're just going to add just enough water where it is the right consistency that we're looking for. We don't want it too watery and we don't want it too dry. So we can add as we go along. And at this point, we want to let our chili sit and simmer so that those flavors can kind of come together. And while it's sitting, we will also lose some of the evaporation of the water, so you might have to add some more in a little bit. So at this point, we're just going to let it sit low, simmer, probably about 15 minutes or so, and then we're going to taste for salt, and we'll see what it looks like. We will come back. Okay, so we've been cooking now. We're 30 minutes in. Our chili is ready. It looks fantastic. You might notice that there's some bell peppers in here, and I totally forgot to add them in earlier, so I did add it in. There is a reason that I like to add bell peppers to my chili, and that is that bell peppers have vitamin C in them, and the meat has iron. And so when you have vitamin C and iron combined, it makes the iron more bioavailable to your body, so it is absorbed better. So anytime I get an opportunity to add vitamin C when we have a meat dish, I like to do that for that very reason. But if you don't like bell peppers, you don't have to. But from a nutritional point of view, it's really good because, like I said, you can absorb the iron better. All right, so now our chili is done. So let's just go ahead and serve it. And so while the chili was cooking, it did give me an opportunity to go ahead and get the toppings ready. So the toppings, what I have here, I love sour cream in my chili, so I'm going to add a dollop of sour cream. All right, so we got some sour cream in there. I am going to add some cilantro. I love the flavor of cilantro. I'm also going to add some onions, and I'm going to add some avocado because I like to get that healthy fat in there. And I think the avocado, the creaminess of the avocado goes well with the peppers. And to that, I also have some chips, so I can add those in if I would like to. Let's just go ahead and give this a try. That was really good, very comforting. You can taste all the flavors of the chili and the paprika. That meat is fantastic in here, the chili, the turkey meat, I love it. It's perfect because we've got extra. So now, if I wanted to make another meal, there's so many options that we can do with chili. We can actually add more liquid in here and make it more of a chili soup. We can add it to potatoes, stuffed potatoes with chili. We could stuff bell peppers and rice with the chili. That's another great meal that we could make. Chili cheese fries, I'm sure your kids would love that. Nachos, there's all kinds of options and different opportunities that you can use this chili dish to repurpose other meals throughout the rest of the week. It's also great to freeze and to use it for maybe a week or two or even a month later that you still have it in the fridge or the freezer, and it's perfect for that night that you just don't have time, 30 minutes to make a meal. It's already there for you. So anyway, I hope you guys give this one a try, and until next time, I'm Chef Lucia, and I'll see ya. Ciao.